In the past 3 generations of Pokemon, we've had some kind of gimmick that was introduced, i.e. Megas, Z-moves, and Dynamax. This has left many wondering what the gimmick of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will be. So today, let's take a look at one possibility with Proto and Neo forms. Hey everyone, Brandon here. As I said in the intro, the gimmick of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has been something that's been on people's minds since the games were introduced. In the Japanese logos for the games, there are these 6-pointed star-shaped crystals. Over the past few generations, this little icon has been related to the gimmick of the region, with X and Y having the Mega symbol, Sun and Moon having the Z crystal, and Sword and Shield having the logo of the Galar Pokemon League, which is where Dynamaxing takes place. So what does this 6-pointed star hold for us? Well, LSDeva076 over on Twitter has put forth a speculation that I'm very interested in and really wanted to talk about with you guys today. So excited, in fact, that I am actually recording and editing this the day before it goes up. So there's that. Anyway, here is LSDeva's tweet in which he says, "Hi guys, this idea is just speculation for the new gimmick in the new Pokemon games." So let's take a look. Let's see what there is to see here. So we have ourselves Professor Sada and then what I assume is a Primeape, right? This looks like a Primeape, but it's very different. It's kind of got this caveman aesthetic going on to it. So what's that about? So let's take a look into it really quick. So we've got ourselves regular Mankey and then Proto Mankey. So, introducing Proto forms. Thanks to the concentrated energy of Koraidon within the star-shaped stones scattered through the region, you'll be able to change the appearance and elemental types of your Pokemon, allowing your Pokemon to recover their I think that might be mean original or origin power by changing them into their proto forms thanks to Koraidon. So given these games' pretty obvious theme of past and future, you know, given the legendaries are named past and future Dawn and the professors have past and future as a part of their names, LSDeva is speculating that the themes won't end there and that we will in fact be getting past and future forms, or proto and neo forms in this case. This could really work, as we've now seen the past forms of Pokemon with the Hisuian forms from Pokemon Legends Arceus. And Hisuian forms have been confirmed by the Pokemon website to be coming to Scarlet and Violet. With that bit of speculation put forth, let's actually take a look at some of these forms. So first up here we have Proto Mankey and Proto Primeape. They are rock fighting type, and obviously, as I said earlier, they have a clear caveman theme going on there. I really like the use of black in these designs. The black bone with the black toes and fingers and eyebrow and little ear parts on Mankey, and then, you know, all the black shagginess all over Primeape with the bone and like these little spiked gauntlet kind of things going on. Honestly, I didn't realize how well Mankey and Primeape would lend themselves to kind of a caveman aesthetic. So this is really nice and welcomed. I like their whole spiky kind of aesthetic they have going on. They just look very gruff and kind of mangy, even more so than regular Primeape and Mankey. Like regular Primeape and Mankey are pretty spiky, but these ones even seem like more unkempt. I don't know. Also, the rock fighting type is just awesome. Like, we only have that for Terrakion, I'm pretty sure, is the only rock fighting type. So getting another rock fighting type would be really cool. But the forms don't stop there, because we actually have Neo forms for the Clefable line. As you can see here, we have Neo Cleffa, which is psychic type, pure psychic type, and as you can see, it has inspiration from Cleffa's beta form, which is really cool, and it's kind of got that whole space aesthetic to it going on. I mean, Cleffa, Clefairy, and Clefable had the whole moon aesthetic going on, but now it's been switched out for more of just general space, which I find pretty cool. You can even see on Clefairy that it has a little swirl, kind of like Minior's eyes going on there, and it doesn't even have any legs anymore. It's got like a little ring around it, like a planet as well. It almost looks like its tail is like kind of like a wheel, like it's a robot of some kind, and it's got this like visor. So I think it might be going kind of an astronaut route. There it is, astronaut. Jeez, couldn't think of that. But as we saw earlier, we could see there is Neo Clefable, and it's kind of got a UFO rocket ship astronaut, even got Nova from Marvel kind of with that headpiece going on there, and it is a steel psychic and it is the UFO Pokemon, so it's supposed to be an unidentified flying object here. But these designs are really unique and really fun. I think the concept of Proto and Neo forms is such an interesting and fun and unique concept, because we kind of played into it, like I said, with Pokemon's Legends Arceus. So kind of going into the opposite and seeing what like maybe the future of these Pokemon might might be and like kind of skipping ahead to see what that might look like is a really cool concept that I'm excited to explore. And speaking of, there are more artists that have done Proto and Neo forms, so let's take a look at a few of them. So here we have a Neo Sunflora by Lewis Brain on Instagram, or Lewis EGB over on Twitter, and it is literally like a digital sunflower and it's electric grass type, and I just think this concept is so clever and unique, and it kind of plays into Miraidon's whole aesthetic, how it has like the kind of pixel eyes. I think this is really fun. It gives, and it's almost like an emoji too. It's kind of got like an emoji, like, you know, those robots that can change their faces to be different emojis and stuff like that. I'm trying to think about an example of that, but they had those when I was a kid, like even like dogs that could have like the little robot eyebrows kind of thing going on. Anyway, what's also awesome about this Sunflora is it is a reference to solar paneling. So kind of that, you know, idea of a sunflower evolving into a solar panel. You know, we'll have these solar panels that will eventually be indistinguishable from actual flora. I think it's such a fun concept. These solar panels, you know, absorbing light, photosynthesis being turned into literal like electric grass type. You know, instead of turning it into energy for the plant, it turns it to energy for the planet. Kind of a pun there a little bit. Lewis absolutely killed it with this concept. I just think it really plays into the Sunflora's design really well, and it gives some much needed love to a Pokemon that is, you know, kind of swept under the rug. Also from Lewis, we have Protoporygon, which is a normal rock type, and that is a new type combo we have not seen yet in the games, which would be really cool. And I just like this idea. It's kind of giving me like a Neolithic toy, like some kind of toy from a kid in the Neolithic era, or would they even have toys in the Neolithic era? I have no idea. Whatever, I'm throwing around terms at this point, but it also kind of has like a modern toy in there, kind of like the, you know, the little rings that you put on the tower. It has that mixed in there well, so like a little bit of modernity into this kind of proto design, which is kind of cool. I just really dig how he managed to shape this and make it look like it's still Porygon and keep the parts that make it Porygon while completely shifting its concept entirely. It takes some real talent to do that, so, you know, props to Lewis on this one. Next up, by Taru DNS Art, we have Neorubbish, which is really fun. It is got all these new kind of things mixed into the trash with it. We've got a beast ball, we've got the Aether Foundation, like maybe some kind of like piece of plastic that they use. I don't know. Does the Aether Foundation brand their plastic or their trash bags, I guess? I don't know, but it also looks like it's gotten some kind of, it mixed in some chemicals in there as well. Maybe the Aether Foundation was experimenting with something, but, you know, Neorubbish, you know, begs the question, is there a Neo Garbodor? And of course, yes, there is. And Neo Garbodor just kind of continues to play into that. It has this yellow trash bag, and it even has this like gunk coming out of its hands. That reminds me, there was an episode of the anime where like Garbodor had like gunk stuck in its fingers and it couldn't get, oh man, that was gross. That creeped me out. I did not like that episode. That was weird. Didn't like that. Anyway, Garbodor now has like satellite pieces as a part of its head and these like steel beams, which is really cool. I think this is actually pure poison type, but I could see this being a poison steel type because we don't have that type combo yet. And I think it would go really well with this, considering, you know, Garbodor's already a poison type. I mean, you know, in the future, the Pokemon still could be the same type, but have evolved to look different. I mean, not all Megas changed their type combo as well. So I actually just took a look in the thread, and it looks like Taro actually updated it. So Neorubbish is pure poison, but Garbodor is poison steel. Makes sense, obviously. Got all those like steel beams and steel parts of it. It would make sense for it to have that steel typing. Next up, by Neula Draws over on Twitter, we have Neoremorade, and this is so cool because, you know, Remoraid is kind of based on pistols, guns, what have you, but this one is like based on like a futuristic plasma gun, like plasma rifle or something. Very Halo kind of aesthetic going on there, and so you can see it's kind of got this like whole almost like see-through head going on, and I'm pretty sure there's like a certain kind of fish that has that kind of same thing where you can see through its head and you can just see its eyes. I can't remember the exact name of it, but that's kind of what this whole idea is giving me. I don't think there's actually a Neo Octillery. I don't think they made one for this yet, but as of right now, this is Neoremorade, and I think it's super fun. I don't see a type combo on here. I assume something like maybe water steel, water psychic, water something like that. I am not 100% certain. It's probably water electric, right? Because you have the like plasma beam thing. I don't know. Also from Neola, we have Protoporygon, which loses that steel typing, goes back to basics. No more steel armor. This is more like kind of a natural bird kind of aesthetic going on there. Kind of gives me like a vulture kind of thing going on there. Maybe it's trying to, you know, be like the bearded vulture. Not 100% certain on that one, but I assume this one's probably ground flying rather than steel flying, or maybe it's just pure ground. You know, it doesn't look like it. I mean, it has big wings. Maybe it uses. I don't know, man. I'm speculating at this point. Next, from Chartius Arts with a 4 instead of an A, we have Woobat, Woobat, if you will. Anyway. This thing is pure dark type, and Chartius actually told me that this is based on a creature from a book called the Afterman. It's called the Night Stalker. And what you see there are not actually its legs, but its hands. It's walking on its hands as its feet, kind of Aeon Flux style, if you will. If anybody gets that reference, oh my gosh. Anyway, no wings for the Woobat here, so in the future, the Woobat will become ground-based, but let's see what Swoobat looks like. As you can see, it kind of continues that same kind of thing going on there, but what you see right here is the feet are actually its hands, and the little hands here are its feet. It's really interesting kind of a design thing going on there. If you didn't know the backstory, you probably wouldn't even guess it, but it's kind of cool, like that they have that kind of backstory behind it. You could see the, you know, classic Swoobat ears, and then it's got this like kind of spike tail now. Really cool, and I like that it's got like more vicious looking fangs, like a, you know, like a real bat. Like, do we have a dark type bat? We have a dragon bat, a poison bat, a psychic bat, but I don't think we have a dark type bat yet. That's crazy to me. Wow. Well, this definitely fits the bill of a kind of menacing dark type bat. Kind of Swoobat evolves in the future to lose all its cute and cuddliness and turn into this dark Pokemon. I wonder what causes that. That's really interesting to think about. Those are all the Proto and Neo forms for now. Like I said, I kind of hopped on this. I was very excited by the idea of it and really wanted to just talk about it and get it out there in a video. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with future videos. And make sure to follow all of the artists that I featured in this video, especially Elasteva, who came up with this concept. It's a brilliant concept, and I'm really excited to explore what possibilities it has. Thank you guys so much for watching, and with that, I will see you guys next time.